I think for the most part, I was able to pave my own road. You know what I'm saying? I was the leader in the direction I wanted to go, and the people around me helped me get to where I needed to be.
Malik's case was interesting because when I initially got the case, we were talking about developing videos and sort of this media side. And then as we got further into things, we started to talk a little bit more about his creative interests and his design interests.
I've had this idea of Lico for a long time.
And so initially I was just going to try to help him by myself. But then as we got closer, I talked to my supervisor, Lori, to what are some options. She mentioned Jupe Mode, and it moved like crazy right after that.
We set up a meeting just to give him a tour to kind of figure out what he had on his mind and maybe how I could help him. They came to Jupe Mode.
And I didn't necessarily know, I think that day, if we would walk away with designs and plans. Malik started to talk a little bit more about his inspirations, his passion for design. They made it happen.
He kind of talked out what his design was. I sketched it on a piece of paper. We went back and forth, went to the computer and did some sourcing of product with t-shirts and sweatshirts and picked out our colors. And he chose what color he wanted his Lico design to be, which each one of the colors represents a certain thing.
L stands for what? Liberation?
Liberation. I is inspiration. Q is quality. And you can't forget the O because you can't forget the optimism. That's it.
Over a course of time, we put our online store together, and he was given a little task of making it happen for himself. You know, here was a platform that we helped provide to him, but he was his own salesman.
He has very clear goals for himself, so a lot of our role has been trying to figure out how we can put things in place to reach those goals. We've talked a lot about community membership and what that looks like for him.
I've always wanted to be independent. So by doing this, it kind of helped me feel that independence of having a job per se and doing something that I actually really enjoy. And Jupe Mode and Mark, Candace, they all made it happen for me.
It wasn't a cookie cutter approach, and I like the situations where I'm forced to figure out how we get from point A to Z when the road doesn't necessarily seem like it's that clear. I loved that. And to have a team surrounding him, and more specifically to have Jupe Mode, who's phenomenal in really pushing Malik's ideas and supporting him.
Lico had a very important aspect of his shirt. He wanted a left chest pocket. And I asked him why. He said, well, because of my disability, the left chest is very accessible. People that do the purchasing, she's like, hey, I got this other shirt that doesn't have a left chest pocket though. I'm like, oh, we can't use that one. Absolutely not. I go, it has to have a left chest pocket. And I told her what the story was. She's like, oh my gosh, yeah. So we quickly went through and searched for other long sleeve pockets to satisfy that need.
There's just so much more that I can do here that I've never had an opportunity like this before.
And I give Candace, Malik, Sue, all of the credit. I mean, they've really pushed and supported him.
Malik has really kind of shown us that there are no limits on anything.
I love doing this, and I know it's cliche, but you just gotta find something you love to do.
I think we have a lot of people with really great ideas and they don't really know where to target those ideas at. So he's been a breath of fresh air, I think, for all of us. And he's definitely shaped how I have conversations with families and a lot of the transition age, like graduates I have coming up, that, you know, we don't have to look for a traditional job. That can look different for everybody.
Right on. When are we doing part 2?